Hello. Welcome. Happy Monday. It's me, Queen P.R, and I am here with Where WWE Meets Pop Culture Live. So I had so much fun. Last week, we did a pilot episode of this show with our patrons and very special VIP, including Miss Rakarsha, who is in the building already. Hello, beautiful. Welcome to Those Wrestling Girls channel. I am Queen PR, and this is my show where you could catch me every Monday night, and I share all the top rope tea of what your favorite wrestlers are up to outside of the ring. So no match ratings, Raw recaps. It is just all about the tea. So you can catch me here every Monday night before Raw. I think it's a perfect day to do it. You know what I mean? So we're going to toast to that. I want to toast my good sis, Krista B. Make sure you follow and subscribe Those Wrestling Girls on all platforms and channels. We are live every week, every day of the week almost. We have a fantastic network. Shout out to the producer, who I would not be able to do this show without them. So toast to them. So yeah, this show, we're going to talk about Bianca and Jade on Hot Ones. We'll talk about Liv Morgan's wet tank look last week, Big E at a hot dog derby in Cleveland, what to do in Cleveland besides SummerSlam. So this is going to be a really, really fun show, just talking about all the actual like fun wrestling news. Shout out to Vaughn. Happy belated birthday. So welcome, guys. So I do want to say that this is a very interactive show. I am not the host of this show. I am kikiing with all of you. We are talking about some of our favorite people, but in a really fun way, because wrestling is more mainstream now than it's ever been. Hi, Dad. So I want to talk about where WWE meets pop culture, and it's everywhere. It is everywhere. You can find WWE's presence in sports, in movies, in Hollywood, in TV, in fashion. Like, we will get into all of that. So first off, if you did get a chance to check out the pilot episode, it is available on Those Wrestling Girls YouTube channel. I do want to start these off with what is inspiring me. What inspired me this week? And I will have to say, last week, it was the rise of the WNBA's popularity. And this week, it is still that. Like, I am loving what is happening right now in women's basketball. I watched the All-Star game, and I was tuned in on social media, everything All-Star weekend, because my girl, Big Ellie, and all the mascots made the trip to All-Star weekend, which added a lot to it. It was a sold-out game. It was competitive. And for me, it was the first time I ever watched the WNBA All-Star game. I was able to watch it with Brian H. Waters. That's, after he was on the news and in Canada. Shout out to him. But he made time for me, and we watched the All-Star game, and it was so good. Oh my God. I just love the beginning, where they like announce all of these amazing dynamic Black women's accolades in like this sport that we all love. And it just felt like the start of something new. And I am loving everything about that. All those little girls in the crowd, in the stands, and the way the women that were involved in that weekend just held themselves in such high prestige. They were having fun, which says a lot. Like all my girls, Sabrina, Stewie, Aja, Enrique, MVP of the All-Star game. Like, they all came correct and they were having fun, and you just felt the camaraderie and the sisterhood and that feeling where, you know, this is the beginning of just a whole like rocket ship of what the WNBA is going to bring to the table. Shout out to Cheryl Miller, who was cracking me up. Did anyone else watch the WNBA All-Star game? I need to know if Cheryl had y'all laughing the way that she had us laughing, and just the overall. I like that it was a competitive game. They did the Olympic team versus the All-Stars. And I love that it was competitive. And I love that the All-Stars won. My girl Angel Reese, the Stara of was she the Stara? I don't know. That's what was cool about this weekend, because there were so many amazing women. Everyone was dressed to the nines. Shout out to Big Ellie. They definitely should have had her on a halftime show. I'm sorry, but Pitbull, like, we love you and all. Like, you got the hits, but you had Big Ellie right there. Like, go follow her on Instagram. She know how to shut down a fucking halftime show. But yes, I'm still inspired by women's basketball this week. I am still on a high from the beautiful All-Star weekends, and I will be tuning in. And any sports outlets that aren't covering the WNBA at this point, is just silly. Like, that's really like all I have to say. That's just a very, very silly thing to be doing, because it is just where everything is right now. So I see a lot of people entering the stream. Thank you for joining me for Where WWE Meets Pop Culture. I say let's get into the first story. We have a long show ahead. I want to get y'all out before Raw, but you know, we got a lot of tea to spill. We got a lot of top row tea. So Bianca and Jade were on Hot Ones Versus. I love Hot Ones. A lot of people do. And it's becoming a really huge show. Like, it might actually end up being bought by like a network. Like, it's really popular. It's outgrown Complex. And there's been a lot of WWE stars on the traditional version of the show. Stone Cold, Mercedes, The Undertaker, and a lot of like dope celebrities. But they have a versus show where you kind of play like these trivia games with someone, and if you like don't answer the question or you lose, you have to eat one of these like ridiculously hot wings. So Jade and Bianca were on it, and I watched it. It debuted today, and I watched it. It's super cute, super funny. It's 13 minutes long, and they ask questions like, I don't want to give too much away because I definitely want you guys to see, especially if you are fans of either of them. I want you to watch it. Montez Ford, of course, makes a huge cameo in it. Let's play a clip from Hot Ones Versus.
Never have I ever peed myself in the ring.
I have not. Oh, that happens a lot, though. It's okay.
It's the reason why I don't do leg drops anymore. Yeah.
So that is just the beginning of that question. So if you want to learn the recent time that Bianca Belair may have peed her pants in the ring, go watch that video. Also find out who is on Bianca's freebie list. You know what list I'm talking about. You know, when you're in a relationship, but there's, you know, those couple celebrities most times that, you know, your partner might let you slide. Bianca has to answer that question, and it's a very interesting answer. So go watch Hot Ones. I will put the link to the video in the description. Hey, Andre. Welcome, everybody. Anyone a fan of Hot Ones? Anyone seen any of the WWE wrestlers on there? I would love to know. Hey, Rakarsha says this episode is good. Becky and Steph did a Hot Ones Versus episode. They did do one. Oh, that's probably so funny. Okay, we are definitely going to be watching that. I'm going to definitely be watching that today, probably. So if you do watch this episode of Hot One Versus with Bianca and Jade, let me know what you thought about it. I loved it. I thought it was super cute and funny, and you got to see more of Jade's personality. Like, I look at her and her voice is much softer than I like expect it to be, but they are both like beautiful, regal, talented, strong women, happily married entrepreneurs. Just watching them, like, I can watch them all day long. Shout out to Black women everywhere. Love it. Okay, Vaughn is a huge Hot Ones fan. So what do you want to talk about? Y'all know, I'm gonna tell y'all. I hate when Cody Rhodes says that. I don't know why, but I love me some Cody Rhodes. But he has a podcast. Yeah, I remember when I found that out for the first time on Thirsty Thursday. But he has a podcast that he hosts on his bus. Yes, Cody Rhodes has a bus, the one with the goofy dog on the side. But he has a bus and he has a show, and he's had Bailey on it and LA Knight. But what I think is cool about it is, one, it's I love that it's like kind of candid, but also it is sponsored by his vodka. So I wanted to know how many of you guys know about Wheatley vodka. It's on his bus. It was a partnership that was announced earlier this year before WrestleMania. And when I was in Philly, I drank a lot of Wheatley. Like a lot of the sports bars that were around the arenas and the stadiums, a lot of those drinks were sponsored by Wheatley vodka. I was drinking it just because I was like, "Oh, that's the drink special. Okay, make me a Cosmo." But it was actually pretty decent. I actually really liked it. I love the new sponsorship game that WWE is getting into. I felt like and please correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Welcome to where WWE meets pop culture. But I want to know, like, I know back in like the 90s and stuff, they had the beer sponsors, but I feel like they kind of strayed away from alcohol sponsors at one point. Let me know, am I bugging? Like, is that actually true? Because now they're doing the Wheatley vodka, gin and juice sponsored an event. Like, this is I'm very intrigued by this shift in advertisers. But if you've had Wheatley vodka, let me know how you like it and how it just seems very Cody. So good for him. So he also, Cody, he is the star. I just recently rewatched his debut at WrestleMania 38. And I must say that is one of the best WrestleMania moments of all time. Like, I would even say maybe like the top 5. Please let me know how you feel about it, because I was there and it was life-changing. But him, Rhea, and Rey Mysterio are in the new Call of Duty. I am not a gamer, but my twin sister is. Shout out to Letty. And I lived with a roommate, and she was like obsessed. Like, she would lose hours playing Call of Duty. Like, please let me know. Call of Duty. I also know it from The Office, when they were playing Call of Duty as like a team building exercise, and it was hilarious. So I don't play it, but I know where it fits in pop culture. So WWE has done a partnership with them. The game comes out on July 24th. It is featuring Rhea Ripley is kind of the main one that's featured. Her finishing move is featured in it. There's exclusive wrestling themed cosmetics, which sounds very customizable. So all in all, pretty dope. I love seeing this sort of collaboration too. There's gonna be new weapons. I don't even know if I should say that, but those make video games more fun. But yeah, they are a part of the game, and if you are a Call of Duty fan, let me know how excited you are, because that has to be so dope as a WWE superstar to be in Call of Duty. That's like one of the best games. Vaughn said I got to get the game just for that. Yeah, and then you got to tell us how you enjoyed it. Any other Call of Duty fans in the chat? I want to see what brains are already on in the game too. Yeah. Imagine an RKO like in the middle of a video game. Like, obviously. Wait, so can we? Okay, I want to fast forward a bit, because we're talking about wrestling moves in places that are normally not. So let's go to the Batista story. So Batista just dropped his sequel. He had a Amazon Prime movie that he released in 2020 called My Spy, and it was a hit. It came out during the pandemic. People were loving it. It was one of those movies. And now he released a sequel to this movie, and it became like the highest streamed Prime movie this past week, and it came out July 18th, all that good stuff. I read the reviews. The reviews are not like the best. But these kind of movies are fun. You know, like the cast is insane. Like you got Kristen Shaw, Ken Jeong. If you know, these are like comedy, like hard hitters. Craig Robinson, we were just talking about The Office. They're in this movie. He plays a veteran CIA agent and his protege and his new stepdaughter, Stephanie. So, you know, he's taking her to ballet class, and of course, shenanigans ensue. Check it out. Let me know. But the reason why I wanted to move up to this story is because he was doing press everywhere. He was on the Tonight Show, he was on the Today Show. Okay, pause. Look at this suit. Look at that fucking suit in that deep purple. And these are one of those occasions where like the whole look works, because even I feel like the beard even goes with the look. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Black Thoughts. I love it. He does look a little slim. Fans were concerned in his comments, and that's accurate. Bronx Barbara Walters, that's 100% accurate. Thank you, Black Thoughts. Yeah, fans were concerned in his comments. It was like, he looks slim. Is he sick? Is he this? You know, is he on that Ozempic? Because, you know, I work at a tabloid, so we literally trace all the celebrities that look like they are on that Ozempic because they all get that Ozempic head. I don't want to believe that for Batista. I don't. I want to just think that he got leaner. Like, these are, you got to think, we know Batista as like a fucking professional wrestler who was a monster. So he was huge. I watched some old stuff with him. He was fucking huge. There's no reason for him to be that size anymore. Like, he could just be a slim, regular sized man. Like, he don't gotta be sick. Hey, Matt. What's up? He doesn't want like Dwayne Johnson. Exactly. He's happy. He does pride himself on being an actor. Which I appreciate. But he was on the Tonight Show, and he told Jimmy Fallon, who is a big time wrestling fan, he has WWE, he's involved in WWE all the time, and he was saying that he always sneaks in his finisher, the Batista Bomb, in any of the movies that he's in. If he has fight scenes and stuff, like that's an Easter egg for the fans, and he definitely included one in a fight scene in this last movie, which I think is cool. Justin, hey Justin, he don't look like he's on the Drake Ozempic cheat sheet. So wait, Drake is on Ozempic too? I just thought he got a BBL. Hey, oh my god, because that's so I really think that Drake wears those baggy pants, those flare baggy pants, because I think he's hiding his BBL. Ever since Kendrick said it, like, I truly believe that. Yes, Ricardisha, Batista looks good. It's the facts. It's the facts that I think are true. But yeah, I think he looks really, really, really good. I want to also just shout out some of his other credits. Batista, Blade Runner, Army of the Dead, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, another cast full of heavy hitters. Guardians of the Galaxy, Dune. These are like blockbuster hits that Batista has been a part of. Hey, Letty, do you think Batista looked like he got that Ozempic head, or do you think he just got lean and sexy? Let me know. Okay, so I have to say this because, you know, Batista is a Capricorn. Shout out to him. And he's very ambitious, and he is dedicated to his career. Okay, so Letty says, yes, Ozempic face. Damn, Dave. We gotta call him by his real name. When he got the Ozempic face. But he takes a lot of pride in his craft. Who is the better actor? Batista or John Cena? Let me know in the comments. If you choose wrong, that's okay. I fuck with you anyway. All right, so let's see, producer man, what is next? What else do we have on the agenda? So this is my girl Trish Stratus, okay, the GOAT. All right, say
Come.
Yeah, that's my girl Trish. Make sure you thank her for everything. Like, it don't even matter. Just wake up, you thank God for waking you up, and then you thank Trish Stratus. So she is in a new Dish commercial, and it's a 30-second spot. It's on her YouTube channel and on her website, and it's actually promoting her A&E Legends documentary, which I am so excited for. She has an episode coming up along with like Becky Lynch and stuff like that. But she's in a Dish commercial in Canada, and what I love about that is she's booked and busy. Like, to have a cable commercial, like a satellite commercial, is dope as fuck. And that's why I love Trish. Yes, thank you, Justin. Thank you, Rikasha. Yes, thank you, Trish. Yo, Justin is hilarious. But yes, check out that spot. I am pretty sure that Trish is gonna be involved in WWE again. I can just feel it. I read that I don't know how true it is, but like Becky was the one that like really pitched for her to have like a long run that she had before WrestleMania last year. So thank you, Becky. Okay, Andre says his performance in Knock at the Cabin was good. Okay, Batista and Knock at the Cabin. Okay, so y'all saying I gotta check out more of Batista's movies. All right, I gotta tell you right now, when I was working on this show, the producer was like, "Oh, what?" Asked me like, "What John Cena, what Batista, what Rock movies that I be watching or whatever." And you know what? I don't. I do not watch Rock movies. He has become, I don't call him an actor. I call him a movie star. The Rock is a movie star. He is going to be put on the bill. Same with Kevin Hart. Like, half of them shits suck. Like, not suck. Half of them shits I am not interested in watching. But at this point, that does not matter, because if you put their name on the poster, like, people are going to go see it. And once you reach that point, like, you're good. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's really just me, like, being happy for like the success that The Rock and John Cena, but we talked about John Cena on the last episode of Pop Culture. So if you want to know how I feel about John Cena as an actor, check out that episode, playback on Those Wrestling Girls YouTube channel. All right, so what do we have next? Ooh, okay. So all of those people that's like, oh my God, when is AJ Lee gonna be back in the company? Oh my God, she has to come back. Like, it's fine, girl. Like, it's fine. Like, she is living her best life. She is an author. If you don't know, her and her sister have written several comic books. AJ Lee has been a producer on TV shows. Like, she is doing what she loves to do with her sister. So they wrote a comic book recently, and it was really all about representation for their Mexican heritage. So it's called Day of the Dead Girl, and it's the first one in a series. And they wanted to bring the representation of their heritage into the comic book, space. And accompanied, and this is the synopsis, accompanied by a chilling plot that will keep readers guessing until the end. Da, da, da. So it does delve into, death, the members, the Day of the Dead celebration, if you're familiar, but at the same time, there are strong female characters. A Screen Rant actually did an exclusive interview with both AJ and her sister Amy Garcia, and to speak about what inspired them to write this comic book series. So it's very strong on girl power. The main character is a scientist. She's smart. It's exactly the values that AJ Lee is always preaching about, and I love that. And I will be buying a copy of this comic book. It is going to be released in October, so nice, perfect timing for Halloween. And yes, Rakasha, you are right. AJ Lee does have her own production company, which I love. I will find out the name of that for you as well. And it will be released by indie publisher Magma Comics. And I want to give a shout out to them because they support young, up and coming, powerful stories that kind of get ignored by the mainstream. Also, another little nugget, the Screen Rant interview that I have referenced, Freddie Prinze Jr. has been a part of what they're doing. So go over to Screen Rant and read more if you're interested. If you are a comic book head, Add this to your collection. And AJ Lee's production company is called Scrappy Heart Productions. You'll probably see it. She did some work. She made Glow into a comic book. Those that like Glow. Matt says if AJ was to come back, it would have to be against her wrestling daughters, Cora Jade or Roxanne Perez. And I think that is the go-to that people are anticipating. CM Punk just posted a photo, or one of them maybe. He was training with them, and he referred to them as like something to that effect. So, I mean, you never know. You never know. So you can get their comic book, Day of the Dead Girl, book 1 on October 9th. The art, if you love it, as I do, was by, I don't want to butcher the name because I'm not Spanish, Belén Culebras. Beautiful artwork. I love it. Support female authors. This is my favorite part of the show. So you guys remember this wet tank that Liv Morgan was wearing last week on Raw? Looks like a wet wife beater with like her bra on the bottom. It's actually a custom made structured garment by Starcat. She tagged the designer on her Instagram page because I was so glad that she did, because I had to know where she got this shirt from. It like works. Her whole look that night works. And Starcat, I did some digging for you guys, and Starcat has actually designed similar garments for Doja Cat, Kim Kardashian in Vogue China, Trisha Paytas, Keke Palmer, a lot of stars. Hey, Cienzo, what's up, girl? Hey, isn't this look fire? I think I might have some examples of the shirt on other celebrities. I'm not sure, but I would love to show it on Doja Cat because it's dope. Yeah, this outfit was cute. I love the creativity. It's so cute. Here it is. Here are the shirts on Doja Cat. Mind you, these are all custom. So Doja Cat's, you can see, like, doesn't have a bra underneath, and Keke Palmer's does. And if you go on star_cat's Instagram, you will see the other celebrities that she's dressed. Tinashe, a lot of these structured pieces. I am in love with them. I could not wait to feature them tonight on the Fashion Corner. So next we have, so however you feel about, Kim Kardashian, I have followed Kim since day one when she had a fucking blog in the fucking late 2000s. And I can't help but admire her business acumen. And she has Skims. Skims is sponsoring the Olympics. Okay. Do you know how dope that is? And do you know how dope that my girl Tiffany Stratton got some of it? Okay. She has some of the Skims Olympic line, and I must say she looks absolutely gorgeous in it. I love seeing my WWE girls be fashion girlies. So if you love seeing these little fashion, where WWE meets how fashion, Queen P.R. Monday nights is where you're going to get all of it. Love it. So, did y'all know, I need to know, that Shinsuke Nakamura has a hidden talent as a photographer? So this photo, you guys probably seen it on Bailey's Instagram, but this photo of her in the car, which is actually pretty cool, was taken by Shinsuke. And he has a photography page on Instagram. Yes, Shinsuke is all of us, just wanting to capture the world, capture the moments, in life. Like this amazing photo of Bailey. Go check out his photography page. Like, let me know what you think. And if that also blows your mind, like, it's so wild. Rakasha, I'm glad you like that shirt. Justin never misses a Yamala reference. I love it. Okay. So this boxer was at SmackDown. Terrence Crawford, he is, give me a second because I had to read up on him because also, like, look at him. Also, do y'all see his shirt? I think WWE is on the money when it comes to creating these shirts for these athletes. Jalen Bronson had one when he appeared at the Garden. I think that is just genius because I'm sure everyone in that building probably bought one. But he was at SmackDown. That was in Omaha, Nebraska, which is his hometown. He is, get this, 40-0. He has won 40 matches and has lost none. Like, how crazy is that? 31 knockouts? How fucking crazy is that? But SmackDown happened to be in his hometown. He was front row. Cody Rhodes make sure to give him, fist bump. You know how they do. But then he got involved. He definitely got involved, and it got real with he slid a chair to Cody, and Cody used it on Grayson Waller. And I don't know, did he hit Austin Theory? I know he was swinging that chair, and then Austin, I don't know if it was Grayson Waller or Austin Theory that wanted to smoke, and Terrence Crawford's comments, but he was like, basically, next time you show up at a WWE event and you get involved, like, he wants to smoke. I don't know who would want to smoke with somebody that got a record of 40-0 or 31 knockouts in their career. Like, but you know what? He not pussy. Like, live your best life. I hope this isn't the last time we see Terrence Crawford in WWE. When these celebrities come and they have a good time, you go on their social media and they talk about how much of a good time they had. And I love hearing that, because at the end of the day, when you're in those seats at a live WWE event, we're all kids. We all love it. It's a magical experience. It's not something that we take lightly. So when I see these celebrities, these larger than life athletes come in and they're in the crowd screaming just as loud as we are, like, I love all of that. And then to actually get involved, that's like a dream come true. Like, imagine. Yeah, Terrence definitely got them hands, and I don't want none of that smoke. Yeah, Jalen Brunson coming out at MSG is dope. Very much so. The Crucible, right? It wasn't gonna happen. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Like, 31 knockouts, you don't have anything. Okay, so let's go to Westside Gunn. Westside Gunn, and we talk about these celebrities that are huge wrestling fans. Westside Gunn is probably the biggest wrestling fan in hip hop. I have to say that now, because he literally put wrestling on his back. So that is a photo of Westside Gunn that he posted on Instagram of him tattooing his wrestling brand, Fourth Rope, on his back. Okay, so Fourth Rope is a wrestling fashion culture brand that Westside Gunn started. He threw a art and culture event and wrestling show in Philly during WrestleMania weekend, and it was the first one, and I heard amazing things. It was the same night as For the Culture, so I know a lot of people was like, they did both, but he is throwing another one in Cleveland, and it's going to be another art, culture, entertainment infused event at the House of Blues. But it's more than just events. So, it's not just a party. Like, this brand has a championship belt. It has merch that's actually pretty dope about, like, it features like legendary wrestlers. They sponsor wrestlers, and I'm going to get the name of the wrestler that he sponsors. It was his first signing actually recently. I have a lot of notes on Westside Gunn because I've been intrigued. I've actually had the opportunity to meet him a couple times, very briefly, backstage at Wale Mania. Nice guy. The passion for the industry just kind of pours out of him. But his event is called Heels Have Eyes. So Heels Have Eyes 2 will be in Cleveland. And the tagline on Instagram is, for the love of wrestling through the lens of art, fashion, and music. Everything that we love, all wrapped in one. So the first wrestler that he signed was Joshua Bishop. And that I'm pretty sure will not be the last. I love what he's doing. I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, all my people that were on wrestling Twitter back in the day, but one of my favorite people in the business, he sponsored their wrestling school. and I don't want to say who, but like he cares. Like he cares about the forward movement of the business. And I want to try to go to his event in Cleveland because I've only heard good and interesting things about it. And it's something different. And it just shows you like where WWE is meeting pop culture. Like, Wale Mania started almost 10 years. It's that one event a year, and it's now to where the demand is so high. The resale tickets for this show it's already pretty much sold out. The resale tickets are starting at like at least $100. So that just goes to show you like where we are, like where like it's not just wrestling or WWE. It's like now I can spin that off and go to the cities y'all at and throw my own events and have the same high demands as everything else happening that weekend. So I think that's really cool. If you watched TNA Slammiversary, yes. So we're gonna play the song really quick, if YouTube allows us, of the Slammiversary theme song.
Westside Gunn, DJ Khaled.
And yo, fresh off the jet, just landed from Aruba, Rubik's Cube garage, my Puma's kid supers, Ramadan, I parked the Spectre.
So that was the theme song for TNA. It was called Chocolate Face, featuring DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled. It was the theme song for the biggest Slammiversary, the 10th anniversary. And he posted on Westside Gunn posted on his Instagram, and he thanked TNA for letting him insert the fourth rope culture. And also made a joke about him possibly buying TNA. And I think Westside Gunn loves wrestling so much, and he honestly has the money. He could just do it. I mean, let WWE do it. But like, if he wanted to, like, he could really do it. He also announced his album last night at on TNA. So that's how much he is infusing his career, everything, his music, his passion, everything for Westside Gunn has been attached to wrestling so far this year. I am so intrigued to see where Fourth Rope goes. I will absolutely be buying some merch at some point. I'm going to try my best to make his event in Cleveland, Heels Have Eyes 2. I put the link to the tickets. I will in the description so you can support. But I mean, they not cheap. So they not cheap. So also, shout out Westside Gunn. Thank you for what you are doing for the culture and for wrestling. Dope as fuck. So speaking of TNA, shout out Ash by Elegance had a match with Jordan Grace that I think was great for her career, but she and Lacey Evans, formerly known as Lacey Evans, I guess, have a Fantime collaboration going on. So we could cut there because I don't want y'all to think that this is this type of channel, but both former WWE superstars have a subscription-only site called Fantime. I'm gonna say OnlyFans just because that's kind of the type of site that it is. It's exclusive photos and videos, and as you can see, they are not leaving much to the imagination. But they did a collaboration, and my thing is, get your money, because if my body was tight, and let me be quiet. But I want to know what y'all think about this Fantime collaboration. Are any of y'all subscribing to? Because that's a way to make money. Like you see, Mandy Rose made $1 million in like a few days or some shit on her OnlyFans when she got fired. Look, girls, make y'all money. Y'all are in charge of what y'all are putting out there. Happily. She just celebrated her bridal shower, Mandy Rose. So these are like taken women that are hot, and it's just like, yes, y'all like. Y'all want to pay to see me? Y'all gonna pay to see me? Okay, Justin, I could still kick you out. But I would never do that because you're hilarious. But speaking of body, and happily taken, I didn't know that Samantha Irvin be posting these like Wednesday like thirst trap type of posts, and I am not mad at it because sis looks good and her man knows that she look good, and that's really all that matters, and she's confident in herself. So this particular post on Instagram last Wednesday, she did a carousel of some of her accomplishments and achievements, which I thought was real meta. Like, you know what? Yeah, the cheeks gonna bring y'all in, but let me also remind y'all who the fuck I am. And all of the shows that she's been a part of, the game shows and the singing competitions and her beautiful voice. She is that bitch. And I mean, I know we all knew that, but who else double clicked immediately when they saw this photo of Samantha Irvin? Because I definitely did. And that's why you gotta watch Pop Culture, because if you didn't see this on Instagram, now you're gonna go and check it out on Instagram. Make sure you double tap and tell her who sent y'all. And I will say, Samantha Irvin is the sweetest. I was able to meet her after she fucking played Razor Ramon's theme song on a flute on stage at Wally Mania. Oh my God, chills. And she is so sweet. And she loves this business. And she loves what she does. And then Ricochet. He know what he got. Yes, I am sure many thirsty ass fans was in his comments with the can he fight? But yes, Ricochet Samantha is very, very, very talented. And I love when she puts the trolls in their place, because a lot of them be like, oh my God, she's so overrated. Like, why is she involved so much? Blah, 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 blah. And then it comes out like she's actually very talented. I love it. Next, we have Dave East, who went viral a few days ago wearing the Stone Cold jersey, this 316 jersey, at an event honoring DJ K Slay. So I did some digging, because I was like, what is this for? Is he releasing a new album? He does have an album that came out last fall. I more admire Dave East as a person. I don't really listen to his music, but if you are a Dave East fan, let me know. He is from Harlem, so I have to support and represent. And it looks like he is a wrestling fan with this 316 jersey. He posted it on Instagram with photos of Stone Cold Steve Austin wearing this Patriots jersey, because I know sports. Oh yes, Siendo. Exactly my point. Your hood crush. Yes, he is absolutely a Harlem nigga. If you ever heard him talk, he is absolutely that person, and I love that. And I love that he loves wrestling. So I was on Reddit because I wanted to know where, if we pull up the picture of Stone Cold Steve Austin in this, I wanted to find out, like, where was this? Like, where did Stone Cold take this photo? So this was the inspiration for Dave East. So I was on Reddit, because and this guy, I don't know if I can even say their usernames, but he said he was at an event outside of Cambridge Side Galleria, and this was back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when WWE was just everywhere. It's before social media. So if you wanted to get out there, they did mall appearances, record store appearances, stuff like that. If you old like me, put it in the comments. I don't feel too old, but they would just, make appearances places, and you just would have to kind of be in the know and know where to meet your favorite wrestlers. And it was at Foxborough Stadium, but it didn't end up being a kind of a big WWE event, but Vince McMahon and Stone Cold did stay and take some photos. They took these promo photos, and Stone Cold Steve Austin supposedly pushed Vince McMahon into the mall fountain. So I think that's cool, because I love kayfabe, and I grew up during kayfabe, and I love that maybe the event didn't happen, but Vince McMahon was gonna show you something good. Yes. Let's play some new music. So what that was, I did not know this, but AEW has a music division. Kudos, good for you. They have a music division, and they put out an album before called Who We Are, and it's a compilation of their wrestlers and their theme songs and stuff like that. And I think that's really cool. It's just another way to feature their talent. And you want to be a multimedia organization, so it makes total sense. But they just dropped the second the volume 2, a celebration of excellence. And the reason why I wanted to feature this is because there is a song called The Willow Nightingale Story, and it was featuring Victor Perry. And if you know who that is the founder of the wrestling club. I always like to plug that he does not only inspire students on a daily basis through wrestling, but he's also a very talented musician, producer, singer, and he makes music and he gets like millions of streams on Spotify. Like, it's wild. Like, he is like a musician. So check out his music if you want to support him and the wrestling club. But also who helped produce the song was Russell and Flo. And Russell and Flo is the guy that used to work at WWE. He now works at Disney, but he does those like rap WWE songs. Hey, Krista. But Josiah, that's his name, Josiah. He helped with this song along with Mr. Perry, and it's dope. And Willow is on it as well. So I thought it was like really, really, really cute and a really fun song. And it just warms my heart seeing how far Willow Nightingale has come. Like, and I love that Chris is in the comments because we have watched Willow wrestle for years, and she has always been magical. Like, I always would say that, like, no matter where I saw her wrestle, I'm like, she is so magical. Like, she just brings this aura into the ring, and you just want to watch her, and you want to root for her, and you just want the best for her. But then she's also like aggressive and strong and beautiful, and seeing her and everything that she's doing, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, Andre. Yes, Andre. So we are less than 2 weeks away from, a week and a half away from SummerSlam in Cleveland. I will be there. Those wrestling girls will be there. We will hopefully be interviewing some of your favorite wrestlers, and I will be asking them some juicy questions that we can feature on the show. But I'm very excited about all of the press events that's going to be happening. But also what I like is WWE is allowing their superstars to be creative and have their own shit, like, outside of the ring, and that is what I live for. So we'll start with there are some events that are happening that is not SummerSlam that I want you to go to. It was announced today that Damian Priest will be doing an event at the Agora Friday night, Damian Priest Live. And what I like most about this is that it is a live screening of his 24, I want to say. And it's about him winning the championship. There'll be interviews from his family, from the people that he's wrestled with over the years. It is going to be a really good documentary, and he will be there. It's a WWE 24, Damian Priest, 12 p.m. on that Friday. Everyone can go. Everyone is welcome. You can buy tickets to the event. The tickets go live on sale on Wednesday at 10 a.m. I will try to tweet and remind you guys to make sure you get your tickets, because I think this is going to be a really good look for him. And I'm just excited because, you know, Damian Priest works hard. He's been doing this a long time, and he is right now one of our world champions, and it feels that way. And I'm very proud of that. If you don't want to see Damian Priest, you can also see Sami Zayn and Friends do Cleveland. So this is a comedy show. So Sami Zayn first did this in Toronto for Money in the Bank. It sold out. It was hugely successful. You might have seen clips from it. The debut show featured Cody Rhodes, Bailey, Johnny Knoxville from Jackass. Huge. It was also featured, and this, I'm surprised that this is not mentioned elsewhere, the Netflix Is a Joke Festival. It was included in that. So that's huge. Being involved, of course, you know, the Netflix partnership, they want to, you know, start opening those doors and start building those relationships. So Sami Zayn will be hosting another one in Cleveland. And who knows what their surprises. Like, if you go on WWE's website, they don't even say who the friends are. It's all surprises. And, you know, that's what I love about wrestling. So, yeah, I will maybe support Sami Zayn because I know how I feel about him, minding the Bloodline's business and all of that. But you know what? I love comedy, and I want to know who those friends are. So I might just try to stop by Sami Zayn and Friends to do Cleveland. Undertaker, he's been doing his One Dead Man shows in all the cities, like I want to say since Hollywood. since Nashville. He has been doing these shows. When I tell you, Mark Calloway said, "I'm in the streets." Y'all might know, like, The Undertaker was all kayfabe, like, but I'm gonna be in these streets, and he does these one dead man shows. A lot of people listen to his podcast as well, where he's way more candid. He brings people on. He has an episode where the Godfather comes on and they talk about road stories for 3 hours. Like, if you want to know that side of The Undertaker and Mark Calloway, listen to his podcast. Come to his one dead man shows. They are a mix of I guess a one-man show. But then he brings other people on, like Triple H made an appearance at one. Like, you never know who's going to show up at these shows, and Undertaker is having so much fun doing them. So you can get your tickets to this. Sami Zayn does Cleveland. No, Sami Zayn and Friends do Cleveland, and Damian Priest live on AXS.com. Download the app and you will get all of the information there. And if you see those wrestling girls in Cleveland, make sure you come and say hi. Oh, God. So Big E has already been sort of making all of the media stops in Cleveland. And he recently attended the hot dog derby at the Guardian Stadium. I mean, who better than Big E? He dropped off a commemorative belt, and that is very on brand. And I love that Big E has kind of now become more of the ambassador. We featured him a lot on the last episode. He was at the Big 12 conference with Braun Breaker. He was able to play EA Sports Football 25 and was living his best life. Like, Big E is truly having so much fun. Like, I heard he's happily in a relationship or whatever. And I love that for him, because in the past I've been very nostalgic watching a lot of wrestling stuff, and like, once you can't wrestle or you get those type of neck injuries, like, your career is pretty much over, and wrestlers go through like a downward spiral. And I'm sure it wasn't easy for him hearing that type of news, or that obviously going through that injury, but the wrestling business has changed, and now he's everywhere doing everything. I wouldn't be surprised if I end up mentioning Big E on almost every Where WWE Meets Pop Culture show, because he is literally everywhere. We will do a Cleveland edition, just like we did a Super Bowl in Australia edition, because I know our favorite wrestlers are going to be all over Cleveland doing everything. I already know that Mickey James is doing something out in Cleveland. There's a bunch of shows happening. Hills Have Eyes 2. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be a movie. Another thing that I am excited to go to in August is Fanatics Fest. Fanatics partnered with WWE, and they completely overhauled their WWE shop and commerce and e-commerce and the superstores. That completely revolutionized it, and I love that. And they want to elevate sports. So I was listening to this interview, Michael Rubin, who is the CEO of Fanatics, and you might have like heard about him, like the all-white party that all the celebrities were at. Like, that's who that is. So they have a partnership with WWE, and he did an interview recently promoting the convention and basically saying, like, we have a Comic-Con for comic books or a convention about everything except for sports. So he wanted to do a Comic-Con-esque convention with sports personalities, and you can't really do what I say. And he was smart enough to know you can't really do that without having wrestlers there, like, and also that passionate fan base. We coming. So Fanatics Fest happens in New York City at Jacob Javits Center on the weekend, August 16th. So August 16th, 17th, and 18th, you can see a plethora of athletes, sports executives, sports personalities, and a select few of WWE wrestlers that you can see in this graphic. I, God willing, will be at this convention. I love what Fanatics is doing. I follow a lot of what they're doing on LinkedIn, because it is a relatively, what they're doing is relatively new. So I've been following what they're doing. So I saw how this convention kind of like grew from the ground up, just from like a spectator perspective. So I'm curious to go. It's in New York, so I will be there, and I want to know who I can meet and what interviews I can get. So that should be a lot of fun. If you are based in New York City, do you plan to go to Phonetics Fest? Will I see you? I want to know. And this is the last mention that I will say for the show, just speaking about in real life events, and that is SummerSlam 4 is going down in Brooklyn, presented by Jobber Tears Podcast and Battle Club Pro, August 24th. The card is fucking stacked. You got AJ Francis versus Muscle Malcolm. You got this tag team match, Survival of the Thickest versus the King Bees. And when I tell you, you don't want to mess with the King Bees. You do not want to mess with them. And shout out to Jobber Tears and Battle Club Pro. You guys got the NWA Women's Tag Team Championship on the fucking card. Like, kudos. I love everything about that. I don't want to spill the rest of the card, but I will leave the link to tickets in the description. I say this every single year. Say hi if you see me and Krista B. But also, buy a ticket. Support. This show is going to be epic. You're not going to want to miss it. And it is for sure a family reunion. So make sure you check out SummerSlam 4. Love it. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this edition of Where WWE Meets Pop Culture. I cannot help but smile because I was so excited to do this show all week ever since the pilot. You can join me, Queen P.R, one half of those wrestling girls, every Monday night before Raw, 7 p.m. Eastern, where I give you all of the top rope tea, what your favorite wrestlers are up to outside of the ring. I don't do those wrestling girls alone. Shout out to my sis, Krista B. She's actually recording a sound off as we speak. So if you are not a member of our Patreon, make sure you do so. It is $1 a month. It is such an easy way to support. And we buy wrestling t-shirts with that money. So support. And we have another episode that will be dropping soon. And if you subscribe to those wrestling girls, you will get content every day of the week. Shout out to TWG Network. You can find Ciandol B, Watch What Happens NXT, every Tuesday night as an NXT pre-show. Wednesdays, you can catch me and the crew, Brian H. Waters, Justin Rich, and Ciandol B on TWG Fan Club, our weekly wrestling fan club. I don't know what we're talking about this week, but stay tuned to the socials because you will find out. Thursdays, once a month, you can catch most of the crew, but mostly me and Krista B on Thirsty Thursdays, where we drink and celebrate life and wrestling. Fridays, Krista B and the crew do schooling sessions. And Krista B just put in the comments that her sound off is done. So please subscribe to Patreon to get it now. And I want to thank my wonderful producer, because without them, I would not be able to do this. And I want to thank everyone for joining me, and I will see you all next week. Enjoy Raw.